Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dream Girl Trucking. Well, tonight I'm making this video from my sleeper, which is where I make all of them, but the lighting is so bad that, I've had to mess around with the lighting. So much better during the day, I guess, but it is what it is. And I've got I got this little flashlight right here. And my blue lights back here by my thermostat. Anyway, tonight's video is the do's and don'ts for new truck drivers. And I know I have a lot of existing drivers that watch my videos, and I know you people are going to help me by posting your comments down below. So someone made a comment recently about the discussion was on safety, and there have been some big pileups of mostly trucks lately. Two of them in Wisconsin. I think one was 20, and then the one before that, a few weeks before that, was 60. So I want to make a video of the do's and don'ts for new drivers, because this one girl said, my trainer taught me everything about driving safe. And I said, if your trainer didn't teach you to run a CB radio, then your trainer didn't teach you everything to know about driving safe. So I think there's we all know, nothing against trainers, there's a lot of good ones out there, but we all know that there's a lot of bad ones out there too. I don't have a neck because of my sweater, so I have no neck. So I'm going to start with the first don't. Okay, this one absolutely drives me nuts. And I know they teach it. Bright lighting a truck when they're passing you to let them know that their trailer has cleared your front bumper and that they can move over. Listen, when I'm over there looking in that side mirror to see if I've passed you, I don't want to get blinded. I mean, really, it's like this. Ah! My God, I could have just seen for myself. Okay? So what you do is you turn your lights off and on. Click, click. Click, click. Once, twice, whatever. Now, the reason that people started putting their bright lights on is because sometimes, people said, they would get in trouble for driving with no lights on if the cops saw them doing that, which I did it to a cop. And he said, I got pulled into the weigh station, and he was on his way to work. He said, "Are you the one that just flashed your lights at me?" I was like, "Yep, that was me." He didn't say nothing, so like, thank you. Anyway, I was just being nice because he was a cop. And sometimes when the cops are out here, I will holler at them on the CB radio and tell them thank you for being out here and keeping us safe. Because I'm not crazy about cops, but, we do need them, so. All right, so that was your first don't and do. Don't blind another driver out of kindness. Do turn your lights on and off real quick for them. Which brings me to the next thing. Another don't of driving safely. That's not safe at all, okay? When there's a vehicle over on the shoulder of the road and you people move over to the far lane to get away from it, one lane over. I don't mean like 5 or 6 lanes. I mean you move over so you get one lane away from it. Okay, for safety, I got it. I understand it. You don't ever know if somebody's going to pop out the door and, you're going to mow them down or whatever. But here's the thing. Do not jerk your truck over into the lane that's to your left when there's an oncoming truck that's going faster than you. So that truck has to throw on their brakes, shift their load, somebody could plow into the back of them. Why? For safety? Please, use your brain when driving. There's safety, and then there's danger, and the two do not need to be meeting up because danger wins. Okay, you don't have to move over. Just get over a little bit, towards that white line to give room, but you don't have to endanger everybody behind you. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, here's another one. Do leave 1 to 2 truck lengths between you and the truck you're passing before you get back over. When I drove for PGT, my truck went 63 miles an hour. 63 miles an hour. Everybody on the road passed me, okay? So I know what it's like to be passed. And I also know that about 90% of you people are out there trying to remove bumpers. Why? Because you're mad because my truck wouldn't go any faster? Hey, that wasn't my fault. I wasn't going to quit my job just because my truck didn't go fast enough for you. So, please remember, you don't need to do, and sometimes there'll be nobody behind them in the lane, but let me tell you something, even if there's a string of traffic behind you because your truck went 65 miles an hour and mine went 63, and it's just taken you a millennium to pass me, you still don't need to take my bumper off. You don't. Don't be ugly. Be safe. Be decent. Be a professional. All right. Let's see here. I got notes because I can't remember anything. Don't dump trash or bodily fluids anywhere but a trash can. It's like what they say when you're going camping. You pack it in, you pack it out. If you don't want that crap in your truck with you, put it in your side box until you get to the next fuel island. It's really weird watching myself talk because my voice is not in time with my mouth. Well, I hope this doesn't stay that way because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm actually talking at the same time that my mouth is moving. Okay. So trash cans are everywhere, okay? You don't need to be dumping your crap everywhere because you're lazy and a slob. That's why people don't let us park in places. That's why everybody knows. That's why Walmart doesn't let us park. That used to be we could park in all the Walmarts, but they don't want us there in most of them, okay? So don't be doing it. And I saw on the Asian My show, I watched that dude, Alex, and he was talking about one of the rest areas. They just got it finished, so they stopped letting us park at the way station that was right down the road from it. And they said that it was because of, now, vandalism. I don't know. Maybe there's truck drivers out there that do that because there's some weirdos out here with us. We all know. But because of that and because of the trash in the parking lot. So, people were not acting like people. They were acting like unwatched animals. So let's be clean, let's be professional, okay? Let's have a little self-respect. Just because we're truck drivers doesn't mean we have to act like, I don't even know, so low. As you can see, I take care of myself. I don't care. I'm going to come out here, I'm going to wear nice clothes, I'm going to wear my makeup, I'm going to most of the time do my nails, although they're not done because I've been running really hard and I'm out here to make money, not have good looking nails. But if you could do both, then do both. All right, next thing, do leave your park lights on overnight if you can. Not everybody can, but if you can, leave your lights on, because just because you were the last one and there's trucks on either side of you, that doesn't mean somebody's not going to leave after you go to bed, and then somebody else is going to have to back in there in the dark, and they might not be able to see very well, especially if it's raining or snowing, something like that. Protect yourself and protect them, because you don't need to have your light knocked out so that it costs you a day or a week of work. Because why? You didn't leave your marker lights on. Do yourself and other drivers a solid and leave those lights on, not your headlights, because it's hard to see with the headlights going. Now, I've got one of these newer Volvos, and I've noticed that the headlights don't go completely out. As long as the motor is running, they're going to be on. There's nothing I can do about that. But the thing that you want to do, if possible, is leave your parking lights on so that other people can see where you're at. And I know a lot of you guys are going to write in the comments, don't park on the end either. Well, don't park on the end if you don't have to, because that's how you get hit as well. Okay, and then the last one, do most important one in my book. Do get a CB radio and monitor channel 19. That is your first and last line of safety, defense, whatever. So, I'm from Fort Worth, and a few years ago, 3 years ago I think, there was that great big pile up there on 35, and oh my gosh, the YouTube videos showed like trucks just like, they're practically going airborne, just bouncing over the roofs of four-wheelers, just piling. All for a little short bit of ice, because Texas does not take care of the roads. And of course, afterwards, there's everybody just pointing fingers at everybody else that they were supposed to take care of it. They were supposed to send it. They were supposed to make the call. They were supposed to blah, blah, blah. It's Texas. There ain't nobody, okay? But we, the truck drivers, the professionals of the road, the guardians of the highway, really, if we would have been running our CB radios, we could have known about that way back yonder. We could have slowed down, put our emergency flashers on, made 2 trucks across, made a barricade so the four-wheelers couldn't get around us, and brought traffic to a standstill safely for everybody, instead of just driving over other vehicles. Can you imagine if you were in one of those cars and a FedEx pulling doubles, because that was one of the ones that it was. Not that it was a FedEx driver's fault, except for the fact that he didn't have his CB radio on. But then again, the people in the opposite direction, they don't say anything either half the time. So, but can you imagine seeing a FedEx? You're like laying in your car and you're like all, like your little eyeballs are like X's, you know, and you're like with stars around your head, and all you know is that there's a FedEx truck coming at you. So, you know, don't. Run your radio, run channel 19, monitor it. You don't have to talk on it, but monitor it. I've gotten to the point where, you know, I'm just tired of people not running their radios or not talking. I'll talk anyway. I don't care if anybody answers me or not. I'll tell them. I'll tell them where the bears are. I'll tell them where the cars are that are on the side of the road. If somebody's walking around, you know, there's been times I've been driving along and there's been a ladder in the middle of the road, you know, and Lord knows, sorry about this, flatbed drivers, but, you know, them flatbeds are always losing debris on the road. You know, it could be anything. You know, that people might want to know it's snowing up ahead, you know, and you can't really get that on the radio, you know, so for as far as like, you know, in 10 minutes you're going to hit the snow, be careful, whatever. You know, it's just nice to know. So there's no surprises out here. And so please get your radio, put it on channel 19, and talk on it. At least monitor it if you're too shy to talk. So that's my do's and don'ts. And I don't have anything else to say. I need you guys, if you can, to if you could think of anything else, post it in the comments. And if you can think of anything, any better way to light up my truck, give me a neck, just donate it. I've got this older turkey neck. Hey, I was listening to this comedian one time, this lady, and she's like, you know, what can you imagine when God was putting people together, you know, and he's like, what do you got extra? And one of the angels said, well, we've got these extra turkey necks. Anyway, you know what is funny when I said it, because I didn't even tell the joke. Anyway, it's been fun talking to you guys, and I guess I'm going to go play around on Facebook till time for me to go to bed. Good night. Be safe. Run your radio.